Well, guys, it's official. Edward Cullen is fucking dead. There is only the Batman. The Batman. So The Batman is a new Batman movie that is completely separate from the rest of the DCEU continuity. It stars Robert Pattinson, Paul Dano, and Zoe Kravitz and is directed by Matt Reeves. The movie follows a very young Bruce Wayne who is still trying to find his way as the Batman. Gotham's criminals don't completely fear him yet, and Gotham PD doesn't really trust him. Why? Because he's a vigilante. Duh. But following a mysterious string of murders, a mysterious figure known only as the Riddler makes his presence known to Gotham and our dear Dark Knight. Now Batman must not only stop the Riddler in his plans, but uncover a deep-rooted corruption within the very heart of Gotham itself. Just diving into this review, guys, this movie was fucking incredible. This movie was so much better than it had any right to be whatsoever. Like, somehow, some way, Matt Reeves managed to make a Batman movie that out-Batmans the Dark Knight. Like, I didn't even think that was possible. And if you guys know me, in my opinion, The Dark Knight is still like the magnum opus when it comes to Batman movies. Like, it needs no introduction. But Matt Reeves' Batman makes The Dark Knight look tame by comparison. Like, this is a dark, violent, and fucked up movie, guys. Like, for the love of God, do not take your kids to see this movie. Like, this Batman was not made for kids at all. In fact, after thinking about it some more, I feel like this movie could have been rated R. Like, it should have been rated R. Why they went with a PG-13 rating? I'll never know. Still didn't take away from the badassery of it, though. Best way to describe this movie, it's more of a crime thriller than it is just a straight-up superhero film. And while it does have those superhero-type moments in the movie, this movie mainly follows Batman as he's doing detective work and following leads that lead him to very unexpected places. And like, the movie is so committed to the whole detective investigative angle that there were moments in the movie where I completely forgot that I was watching a Batman film. Like, that's how invested I was watching this movie. And dude, Matt Reeves' cinematography and camera work is so damn good. Like, Gotham has never looked like a bigger shithole than it does in this movie, and I absolutely love it. More on that later. Let's talk about Robert Pattinson, because make no mistake about it, this is his movie. Like I said in the intro, this man has killed any trace of Edward left in him. Like, dead, buried that shit. Like, I just really dug his portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne. Like, he just fits the role of what a young Batman just starting off should feel and look like. And he is a brutal ass-kicking machine that does not hold back his punches at all. Like, when he's beating up guys in this movie, he don't just beat them up. He straight up brutalizes these guys. Like, he beats them up so fucking badly to the point where you're cringing. You're just like, yeah, oh shit, that's rough. Yeah, someone get those guys an ambulance. They're gonna fucking need it. He's also a very conflicted Batman as well. You know, torn between the duty he has towards Gotham and his parents' legacy. And just watching him question whether or not Gotham is really worth saving just makes him even more human and relatable as a person. Like, he has that sense of duty to be the hero that Gotham needs. And believe me, they need one really badly. But he's also acutely aware that every time he takes down a criminal, there's just a chance that more are just going to rise up to take that one dude's place. So watching him pick himself up and learn what it means to truly be Batman just makes him more compelling. Like, Batman has always been a character that struggles and suffers. Why do we fall, Mr. Wayne? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Now it's Mr. Riddler's turn, and holy fuck, this guy's terrifying. Paul Dano knocks it out of the park with this one. Honestly, guys, in terms of Batman villains, the Riddler was never really one of my favorites to begin with. I just kind of always thought he was ridiculous looking and goofy, and I just never really took him that seriously. Here, though, he is crazy, psychotic, and just menacing as hell. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's no Heath Ledger's Joker, but in terms of psycho factor, he's pretty fucking close. And in this movie, he kind of views himself as the good guy because, you know, the bulk of what he's doing in the movie is he's going around and taking out a lot of the corruption that has rooted itself in Gotham. But unfortunately for him, he's just as crazy as half of the people that he's murdering. Talk about a twisted sense of justice. That memorial scene. I've said enough. It can be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it is vengeance you may find. God, I love him. Zoe Kravitz does a pretty dope job as Catwoman too. Like when I think Catwoman, this is pretty much what I'm picturing. And it's another thing I noticed too, because usually when you think of Catwoman, you think about her relationship with Batman and her being a love interest. But throughout this movie, not once is she even like portrayed as a love interest. She's just a chick in a very bad spot looking for a brighter future. And she just happens to seek that future by stealing. Oh, Batman, Batman, Batman. You sure know how to pick 'em, my friend. Now, guys, I can't talk about the entire cast because this movie has a very huge cast. And I feel like if I decide to talk about every person in this movie, I'm going to be here all night. Like, overall, everybody in this movie did an excellent job. But there's one character that I have yet to mention, and it happens to be the most underrated character in the whole movie, and that's Gotham itself. Gotham in this movie is just a damn cesspool, kind of like the Riddler said in the trailers. Like, it's corrupt as hell, and it's just full of crime and poverty, but at the same time, there's a beauty about this version of Gotham. Like, the Gotham City in this movie is molded after the Gotham City that you see in a lot of Batman comics. Very dark, very gothic, and it feels like a city with history and a story to tell. Like, you can tell that Matt Reeves put a lot of heart and hard work into crafting this version of Gotham. Like, seriously, guys, I need more of this Gotham and this Batman. Like, I need sequels to this movie, like, right now. I'm still not ready to say that this movie is better than The Dark Knight. I feel like that might be considered sacrilege to some people. But it's a great Batman detective story that has you on your toes the entire time. This movie is long as piss too. It's 3 damn hours. But you know what? I didn't care. Because the pacing in this movie is so well done that every single minute in this movie feels like it belongs in this movie. Like, not once during the whole thing did I ever check my watch or go, oh, Jesus Christ, when is this going to end? Like, it keeps you hooked from beginning to end, and it never stops to let you take a break. Honestly, guys, this is the best fucking movie I've seen all year. Guys, The Batman is more than just another superhero film. Like, I absolutely love this film. It's a great crime thriller with a great cast and a cold, dark atmosphere. Movies like this prove that superhero films can be more than just CGI slugfests. They're allowed to tell compelling stories with deep characters and morals. Like guys, I'm making history on my channel today because this is the first movie I've seen this year that has been worthy of my highest rating. So it is with great pride that I say The Batman is a gift from the gods. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me for my review on The Batman. This movie was phenomenally good. It was better than it had any right to be, and I'll tell you right now, if you're a big Batman fan, you need to go out and see this immediately. This is a movie that was meant to be seen in theaters. Like, I don't know what you're waiting on. Like, go see this movie right now. Alright, but thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. And tell me in the comments below if there are any movies you want to see me review personally. And as always, this is Nathan Triner. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys next time for more Fire Forged movie reviews. Peace out, everybody.